What's up, guys? It's Ryan here with Eastcoastathletics, and what an interesting day we had today at the World Championship. I have I have four events that I want to talk about, and I'm gonna start from the top. I'm gonna start with the men 400 meter not hurdles, men 400 meter semifinal. I'm so shocked. But before I get to that, I'm going to congratulate the two Jamaicans on making it to the finals. And that's Demish Gay and Akeem Bloomfield. I want to congratulate them on making it to the finals of the 400 meter. I also want to let you guys know the other athletes that are in the finals, which are Fred Curley, Emmanuel from Kenya, Stephen Gardner, Kirani James, I told you guys Demish Gay, Sidenio of Trinidad, Antonio of, I'm not sure if that's Cote d'Ivoire, I'm going to check just to make sure. That's Colombia. Antonio of Colombia. And the final spot went to Akeem Bloomfield, 46.77. That's pretty much the finals. But I know you guys are listening to hear one name, but you didn't hear it, and that's Michael Norman. He did not make the finals, and I'm sitting here wondering what happened. I watched the race. He got out hard. It didn't look like he was struggling at all. It didn't really look like he was struggling for the first 100 meter, but he just kept one pace all the way around. Then he walked off the track and walked straight to the commentator, or the person who interviewed him pretty much, and was discussing why he ran the way he ran. And I mean, he had to climb them steps. So if he was hurt, how was he able to do all that? And why would he even try to run in the first place? So that raised a lot of question. I want to know what is really going on with him. Because he ran the heats pretty good. He wasn't complaining of any injury. Everybody have the same season, long season, just like him. So, I don't know what to say or what's really going on with him, because I don't think he could blame it on the season being so long, because all the other athletes in the field, they have to deal with that as well. So, stating that he was battling with injuries or he had problems, previously, is not, in my opinion, is not a good excuse, because I watched him run 43, and he stated that he had those problems leading up to USA trials. So if you had those problems and you were able to run 3 rounds and still run 43, why is it that you're not able to do it now? Why are you stating that this injury all of a sudden just acted up, but you were able to complete the race but not qualify? Like that doesn't make sense to me. It raised a lot of flags as to whether he just wasn't ready, or I'm at this point, I'm confused. I really don't know what to say about him per se, not just the race, because that race is a race that he could win in a breeze. Like, it takes nothing for him to win that semifinal heat, because he has one of the fastest times in the history of the event. So I don't understand why he wasn't able to make it through to the finals. And if you were hurt, why not just back out and not start the race at all? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Because I'm gonna look at the exact time that won the heat. 44-4, 44-41. That's pretty much a stroll for him. That would have been an easy win. He was in the race all the way up until like 200. And you could tell that he didn't try to move. He didn't make a move at all. He just sat there, held that pace all the way through while everybody else was pulling away from him. So, I mean, if somebody, know or have an idea of what is going on with him, I mean, I feel like a lot of people would like to know, so you could share it in the comment section. I'm getting to that, Travis. Don't worry. I ain't gonna skip over that one. I got you. But yeah, it just raised a lot of flags as to what's going on with him, and he refused to state what type of injury he was battling with. He just stated that it was the same injury that he was struggling with before. Not everybody's aware of the injury that he had before, so not stating that only give people the idea like like what's going on, why are you refusing to state what injury you're struggling with. All the other athletes who are struggling with injury, they state what injury they have or had, so why is it that he can't do the same? But anyways, that's that. I'm going to just touch on some predictions for the finals. Well, I'm hoping that the two Jamaicans will make it on the podium. And that's Demish and Akeem Bloomfield. But it's a very competitive field, and it could be anybody's day. Any one of the athletes could just show up tomorrow and just have a pretty good final, right? They're on the inside pretty much. Akeem Bloomfield is in lane 2, Demish Gay is in lane 3, Stephen Gardner is in 4, Fred Curley is in 5, Sidenio is in 6, Kirani James in 7, Antonio in 8, and Emmanuel is in 9. So that's the lineup for the finals of the 400 meter. As I said, I hope the Jamaicans are able to get on the podium, because we haven't had a lot of medals at this championship so far. So I mean, I would love for them to make it on the podium. However, it's not gonna be easy, and I know that for a fact, because it's a very good field, very competitive field, and I think you have 1, 2, 3, 4 people in the field with our 43 PR, so it won't be easy for them to do that. But I wish everybody in the field all the best, and I hope they put on a good show for us in the finals. Next event that I want to talk about is the 400 meter hurdles semi-final. I'm gonna give you guys the qualifiers first, and it's Mohammed of the USA, which is the national record holder. Watson of Canada, she was second in semi-final heat number 1 with 54.32. Third place got a small Q, which is from Ukraine. That's Anna, 54.45, and those were the 3 qualifiers from heat 1. Then semi-final heat 2, Russell Clayton made it to the final. She topped her heat with 54.17 going in. she looked pretty promising in my opinion, and I'm really hoping and praying that she get in the top three, because we need her to get a medal. Um, Also, Spencer of the U.S., got the next small Q 54 42. Um, Genova of Czech ran 54-41 for second place. So those are the three going in from semifinal heat 2, and then from semifinal heat 3 we have Sydney McLaughlin and Spudger, and that's 53-81 and then 54-52. Those are the qualifiers from heat 3. So I'm gonna give you guys the lineup, the finals lane draw. So Asher Spencer of the US is in lane 2. Anna of Ukraine is in lane 3. McLaughlin is in lane 4. Russell Clayton of Jamaica is in lane 5. That's a pretty good lane draw for her. I think she'll do pretty good being in the middle of the field. Mohammed is in lane 6, so Clayton is right behind the world record holder. And Watson of Canada is in 7. Genova of Czech is in 8, and Spudger is in lane 9. So that's the lineup for the finals of the 400-meter hurdle female. So when we take a look at in my opinion, the 200 meter is not, the 200 meter female final wasn't super impressive, because I think our predictions, we already knew who was gonna win. Ashley Smith, ran a national record of 21:88 to take the goal. Brittany Brown of US was second with 22:22. Third went to Cambodia of I think that's Saudi Arabia, or I'd have to check that, because some of these, Switzerland, sorry. She took third. So I think we all know that Ashley Smith was gonna win, because her main competitor, Elaine Thomas, wasn't in the race, so we already knew she was gonna win, or we predicted that she was gonna win. So, and that's a national record. I think that's the first in history that a British athlete have won the 200 meter at a world championship. So she is pretty much making history for her country and for herself. So, that's some good running on her part. But I mean, it's pretty much what we expected. So, I wouldn't raise or make a big deal about it, because that's something that we all expected. But the main thing that I want to talk about is that 110 finals. That's a tough one. That's a very, very, very hard pill to swallow, because the commentators made it seem like before I even get to that, I'm gonna say congratulations to Grant Holloway. He's a hard worker. He's coming off a long season, and he came out and won the 110 hurdles. That is very good. Like, you can't take that away from him. He's a world champion, even if it's by a split second. He is the world champion, so you got to give that to him. But the commentators, they made it seem as if he just blew the field away. That's pretty much, you know, what they made it seem like. And that was not the case, because the defending champion was in the race. He was right next to Grant Holloway until he fell. He was actually behind. He was ahead of him. Then he went behind him for a little bit. I guess based on the interview, he said his hamstring grabbed. Right. Another athlete explaining what happened, giving exact details of their injury compared to the situation that I mentioned before with Michael Norman. McLeod stated that his hamstring grabbed, right? That's why he kind of, you know, laid back a little bit, like he held back a little bit, and then he tried to push through it, right? And if you guys go and watch the video, it's clear that he caught right back up to Grant Holloway, right? And then I guess he felt it again, so he had to back off. And personally, I can relate to that, because I've had, as an athlete, I've had hamstring problems in the past. I'll be running, and my hamstring grab at the first instance, it feels mild, like okay, I could run through it. But as soon as you put that leg back on the ground, hit the ground hard, you feel it tighten up even more. So more than likely, that's what he felt. He tried to push through it the first time, and then he felt it again. He ended up falling, getting disqualified, because I think he impeded one of the other athletes, in which, you know, it's hurdles. It happened because all the hurdles are next to each other. If you get a cramp or a pull in the race, more than likely you're gonna fall. So if you fall, you more than likely will impede somebody else if you're ahead of them. So, you know, it's the nature of the sport. It happens. He did apologize for that, you know, stating that if he could have taken it back, he would, you know, and pretty much he tried to talk to the other athlete that he impeded, you know, and try to apologize to them, but he was upset, so he just pretty much stormed off, because he think that cost him a chance of getting a medal. But I mean, as I said, it's a part of the sport. It happens. But the main thing is, you have the defending champion in the race, and the race being so close. That's the first thing. Secondly, he fell, so he didn't finish the race. Why do you state that the race is Grant Holloway upset the field? Grant Holloway, massive upset. It's not a massive upset. They both of them did not finish the race. So in my opinion, that's not an upset, because if McLeod had finished that race, it clearly is going to Jamaica. Ain't no if nor buts. He's taking it. So in my opinion, that's not an upset. An upset is if both athletes finished the race and McLeod got beaten. But that was not the case. He fell. He didn't finish the race. I did state that, you know, a win is a win. But in my opinion, if I'm going to beat one of my competitor, I want to beat them at their best. I don't want to beat them because they pulled up or because they hit a hurdle or anything of that nature. I want to beat them at their best, doing their best, right? That's how I'm going to feel good to know, okay, I'm the best in the world, or I'm the best in this event because I beat you when you were at your best. So, I mean, it wasn't a major upset. He won, and that's pretty much what it is. You know, people just try to create headlines, you know, to draw attention to the event, but in truth and fact, it wasn't a major upset. Grant Holloway won, and that's the bottom line. That's what it is. Congrats to him, and I hope McLeod, you know, take some time off, heal, and get back to doing what he loved to do, which is running the hurdles. So I'm just gonna pretty much just leave it right there. You know, and we have another day of competition to, well, I think we have quite a few more days. Let me check to be exact. We have 4 more days of competition, so you guys just stay tuned. I'll definitely be doing at least one video a day or one live a day. I won't be going live during these races. I'll definitely be doing a recap, because that way I'm able to talk about all the critical points, all the important things that happen throughout the championship or throughout each day. I think it's better that way. It's better for me to do it that way. That's the reason why I've been doing it like this. But if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please feel free to do so. If you like what I'm doing, click the like button. You guys are free to comment, ask questions, whatever y'all want. And until tomorrow, guys, it's Ryan here with East Coast Athletics. See you tomorrow.